Okay, so this is going to be a part 2, part B, whatever. This is the unit I came up on, and because it wasn't getting any gas, and the gas regulator is typically way in the back, and because of my age and physical limitations, I opted to have another technician look at it, and he thought it was the stepper motor. And I told him I wasn't getting gas, but the stepper motor does do that. But what I did, that gas is in the off position. I like the sediment leg because I took that off and I had gas right there. That much I can do. Crawling around inside the unit, not so much. So it's a nice installation. I would say this here is the power coming in from the street. It goes into a whole house transfer to power the house. And that leg there is coming in from the generator. When on generator power, that switch will switch over to the generator and the power will come from that. And that is the gas feed. And I noticed they had a second shut off over here, which is a good idea. This right here is like electrical liquid tight. And these valves vent. And it looks like they're using that as a vent. So anyways, when the stepper motor failed, I decided I had to get down on my hands and knees and crawl around on the ground and trace the gas through. Today I have my camera. I'm gonna try it, but in case it fails, I want this. But I tracked the gas coming in through the gas regulator, which I had to pull a battery out the front to get, and it was coming up into here. But I still didn't find gas. So what I did find is, now I can't see because the sunlight's on the front of my, I found this and this in the bottom, which I believe are parts of that right there. No, I more than believe, I already checked. It'd be like that and that. And you won't get the gas to the engine because it's coming out. I don't know if I can see in there. Ow. But anyways, let me see. But right there, you can, crap. Let me see, can I get it? You can see them two valve things back there. They close. You can't see them on this one. But anyways, that bottom half got a hole blown right through it. So the gas escapes before it ever gets to the engine. I got a brand new stepper motor that, because the other guy thought that was bad. So I'm gonna take this, and there's a little arm that goes to, has to be on that side. It goes to right here to control those inside. And it came with a choke, and I'm surprised because it should have come with a stepper switch too, but it didn't. So why these screws are longer than I've been away from home. And I'll see how well I do for my age. Because like they say, most men over 40, when they look in the mirror, they see this. Some guy that just rolled out of bed, still in the clothes he had on from the night before. When they could be seeing this, a well-groomed guy in a three-piece suit on Wall Street. I'll tell you what, that must be some kind of cosmetic thingy bobber. But I'm gonna need both hands, I'm afraid. Yep. So anyways, I'm gonna take that out. Those two valves are right down the holes. That's why you don't see them. And in order to do this, I got to take off this valve cover here, because that, well, that one ain't gonna be bothered, but there's one on the other side too. Those legs are gonna run into the valve covers because it's got to slide. It's got to slide off the intake manifold, this here. So it's got to come back into the valve cover area. So I got to take the valve covers off, which isn't a bad thing, because the only way that could blow a hole in that where it's located is maybe if it was backfiring and blew a hole. So once I have the valve covers off, I will check to make sure the valve spacing is correct. That's a feature I don't like to. They have a service where you check the backlash on the valves, and I don't like doing it. Not unless, if I hear something in the valves or something like this where it's backfiring, then I'll check the valves, but I don't like pulling valve covers for no reason. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off and hopefully capture everything with my other camera. And I also bought some taro because, well, they're already out of the glass. But there is a ton of ants in that thing. And I'm pretty sure if they bring anything moist, I'm sure they gotta go pee. And they can change the circuitry and destroy it. So, with all that said, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to bring up. The one thing I will bring up is this repair you paid to get that new part, and you put the new part in. But to me, there's no guarantee that the same thing is going to happen to that one that happened to that one. So I don't like that part of it. There's also another video where this guy has like patience you wouldn't believe. He's replaced one of these on YouTube, and he takes the gas lines off over here. Well, I'm not doing it that way. I'm going to take them off in there where I can get to them. Take the end off here, pull the hoses through, and hopefully I have better luck, because I do not have the patience he has. I have some special words when things go wrong like that, so I'd like to avoid them. Anyways, I'm going to get started with this because I need to get it done. I need to find out if it's going to work. The other thing is, with the ants in there, if they destroy that controller, I don't even know if we can get a new controller. So hopefully this gentleman isn't wasting his money paying for this repair. But I also look to get a replacement for a 20 kW, and they don't make the 20 kW anymore. So he'd have to go to an 18, which might not carry the load if they calculated it right. And a 22, I would have to either put the circuit breaker, this circuit breaker, I would have to put in the new unit to limit it for the current carrying capability of the wires they have running between the generator and that transfer switch. But there's, other than that, it'd be easy to change the generator. You just disconnect the gas, disconnect the electrical. There's 3 power lines and the controls naturally that go. They only go to there though, so that ain't too bad. I've seen them that go hundreds of feet. But anyways, I gotta fire that up, make sure it works, make sure I can get this captured and get her done. So there might be a part 3 showing this when it's done.